Hi everyone, today I wanted to talk about Dubai Design District and everything you should know about it in 2026. For those of you who aren't familiar with Dubai Design District, also known as D3, it's a master plan community by Meraas, positioning itself as Dubai's next art and design area. If anybody of you who has lived in Dubai before knows that Dubai doesn't have quite a reputation for aesthetics or fashion houses or design in general, and D3 is the government's plan to change that. What makes it interesting now of all times is that Dubai Design District has been a commercial-only district for the past 10 years, and only recently has entered into its residential master plan launch. It has currently 11 office buildings, 1,100 businesses, and over 20,000 working professionals, with companies like Adidas, Zaha Hadid Architects, and Lego already having offices there. For the residential launches, the prices are surprisingly not high, given its Meraas, and that they're building Dubai's first large-scale art district. So the risk-reward profile here is quite compelling. In this video, I'll break down where D3 is located, who is it for, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, the numbers, and whether I would invest in it or not. So first of all, let's talk about the location. So anybody who lives in Dubai knows that your proximity to the major road networks is how you get across Dubai and how fast you will go places. Dubai Design District, and it's usually a lot of broker fluff, but it is actually strategically located. When you look at the map and where it is in relatively speaking to the major networks, you are very central. Let's start with the first road over here. You have Al Hayl coming from the west to east, which then breaks down to Russell Hall Road here at this junction. Now, Al Hayl Road takes you towards Expo City and towards Dubai Marina. And Russell Hall Road will take you to the new Square Mall in Creek Harbour, which is right over here. For those of you who don't know, Dubai Square Mall will be the largest mall in Dubai, and it's set to be built, I think, closer to the end of 2027. Then going from the south to north, you have right over here, you have the Al-Ain Road. Al-Ain Road is how you get across the north and southbound in Dubai, and actually goes all the way to Al-Ain. And those of you who've been to Dragon Mart or Silicon Oasis know that's the major road towards there. Then a bit towards the west, you have the Financial Center Road, which leads into Sheikh Zayed Road and into Jumeirah, and also takes you to GFIC, including the new GFIC2 over here. So in total, over here you have your proximity to Business Bay. Business Bay over here. You have the GFIC over here. You have the 2.0, that's I think set to start construction in 2030 here. You have Creek Harbour right over here. And the Square Mall right here. I'll just put Square Mall. And over here we have Dubai Design District. So let's talk about the schools. Right here you have two outstanding rated schools in Shobha Heartlands. That's within a 10-minute drive. You also have an operation RTA bus here and an RTA water taxi port here, which takes you all across the Dubai Creek. Furthermore, you have probably one of the best bike canals across the canal over there, taking you to Safa Park, and it stretches 5 kilometers. I'll just put it in a different color so it's not confused. So it starts right over here in Dubai Design District and it goes all the way down the canal towards Al Safa Park. Before we go a bit further into Dubai Design District itself, I wanted to talk a little bit about the developers themselves. So Dubai Design District is a master community development by Meraas. What a master plan community development is, that means that one developer is responsible for the whole area. So they own all the plots, they build the amenities, the roads, the buildings, the schools if there are any. So they're responsible for the whole area. Why this is very good is because they are incentivized to make the area as nice as possible and just to increase the value of the area as a whole, because obviously they're going to be selling all the buildings. We have multi-developer developments, which, is one developer buys their own plots and builds it out, and they're just incentivized to build out their own plots. But over here you have a master community, meaning one developer responsible for all of it. A little bit about Meraas for those who don't know. Meraas is a government-affiliated developer focused on luxury residential buildings. Some of their past projects have been Blue Waters, City Walk, and Bulgari Jumeirah Bay. And historically speaking, Dubai Design District is actually one of the lowest priced projects yet. So you're actually not paying that much of a premium for a tier 1 developer here. Furthermore, in 2020, Meraas has merged with TCOM into Dubai Holdings. Now TCOM is the largest commercial building developer in Dubai prior to their merger, and they've been responsible for things like Dubai Media City, Dubai Internet City, Science Park, Knowledge Park, and the list goes on. And they're widely regarded as probably the best commercial building developer in Dubai. So over here with Dubai Design District, you have Meraas and you have TCOM, both of their expertise, both on the residential and commercial side. So if you take a closer look into the district, you can see it comprises of 5 districts in itself. You have the design HQ here, Creek side here. You have the Nest over here. And finally you have the lab here. And then you have Soho here. So looking at what's currently already built, we have obviously the core. I'll just highlight this with over here. We have a beautiful park over here, which has actually skating and bouldering. And we also have a water taxi, as I mentioned previously, right over here. At the very north side, you have the creek side, which will be residential buildings along the waterfront with beautiful stores and cafes. If you walk 10 minutes up down the canal right over here, you're going into Meraas Bay, and you really have an understanding there of how the side will look. And over here, if you zoom in a bit more, I'll take a different color pen. We'll have, I think this over here will be the Atlas, and right over here we'll have the Edit. The Edit and both the Atlas, they start at around 2.1 million for a 1-bedroom, and the Atlas is handing over in late 2029 with the Edit in 2030. Now Soho, it will be the main heart of the Dubai Design District, with low to mid-rise residences surrounded by shops and a large plaza for performances. Over here to the east, you have the Nest. Now the Nest is going to be a large green park overlooking the Ras Al Khor Wildlife Sanctuary, and it will also have some residential buildings. And the southeast side, you have the Lab. Now the Lab is said to be the district's creative powerhouse, made up of offices, spaces for galleries, design studios, and artist lofts. If you have ever visited Al Circle Avenue in Dubai, it's a small community in Al Quoz made of studios, galleries, and theaters. You really see how much demand there is for an arts district in Dubai. Finally, towards the south side, as I mentioned, it's mostly going to be utilities, substations, and some residential buildings over here. Before we move on, I'll talk a bit more about Design Quarter. It's made up of 3 residential buildings and 5 office buildings. And it's looking to hand over, I believe, in 2028. And then to the east side, you have Core Plus. It's not the official name, but that's what I'll call it. There's no official plans now, but it's most likely looking like more office buildings with maybe a few residential buildings. So this is the inner design of Dubai Design District. Here's what I like the most about Dubai Design District. I think what it's trying to do is trying to build a new art community in place for people to create art and enjoy art in Dubai. And there really isn't anything at a large scale like that today. Even if you visit D3 today, you kind of see all this lively area with beautiful bars and trendy places and cafes, and you can see that it's mostly younger, affluent working professionals. Another important thing to keep in mind is Dubai's Design Strategy 2033. Under this new strategy, it sets out very ambitious targets, including 20% increase for enrollment for higher education in design fields in Dubai, which means about 25,000 more students. It also seeks to add 500 Dubai design-based businesses, with over incubating 100 new startups. Additionally, the strategy encompasses hosting over 100 design events throughout the year. And I think currently in Dubai Design District already have Fashion Week and Dubai Design Week. With this fashion event, hoping to bring in about 4 million people annually. Now, what I don't like about it is, first of all, you have a lot of competition in the east and the south, both from Creek Harbour and Meydan. If you look closely at the map, you can see over there that Meydan is mainly empty and it's going to be built out over the years, and same with Creek Harbour. So even though there is a lot of demand, obviously, from the office spaces within Dubai Design District and Business Bay, the new GFAC too, you will have more competition on the residential side. Another key point to consider is that the handover period is quite long for this project. Even though the proof of concept exists, obviously with the core and the office spaces, most of the residential projects are beginning to hand over in 2029, and I believe the district will only mature closer to 2033 in line with Dubai's government strategy. What this means is that you're exposed to long-term risk in the market, especially given the current macroeconomic situation with possibilities of oversupply and a price correction. Putting up capital into a long-term project obviously has its own risks, and the 75 to 25 payment plan also doesn't help with that. That said, despite the long handover, I think the fairly attractive entry price point more than makes up for the risk of it. If the market continues at its current trajectory or even flatlines, I do believe that it's a high return bet. Okay, let's have a look at the numbers. Given how early it is, it's hard to estimate how many units there will be in total. But by looking at the latest renders, we see at around 63 residential buildings. Overall, the Atlas had about 280 units, and the Edit with its 3 buildings had 557. So that on average brings us closer to 210 units per building. So multiply this by 67, you have 13,230 units total as an estimate. Assuming 3 people per unit, you're looking at roughly 40,000 people living there. On the office space, the current core has 1.2 million square feet of leasable office space. The new design quarter handing over in 2028 will increase this by 500,000 square feet. Given the new offices in the lab to the east and in the Core Plus, I could easily see the core office space reaching about 2.5 million square feet. Given the current worker ratio, that's an estimate of about 41,000 additional workers within D3. Obviously, not all workers will live within Dubai Design District, but it shows that there's strong demand for residential properties nearby. On top of that, take into account the 4 million planned visitors, and also the people who work nearby in Business Bay, DFIC, the new DFIC 2.0 opening in 2030 plus, as well as other areas. You can see that there's a lot of nearby demand, and you also will have, I believe, many affluent people looking to live in a creative and art-forward neighborhood. These are rough figures, but I think the picture is there. I believe that demand will easily outstrip supply, given that you already have more than enough demand from the office workers within Dubai Design District, how closely located it is to all the office space in Dubai, and that it's positioning itself as a unique art district. Talking about prices, currently a 1-bedroom at the newest launch, the Edit, starts at about 2.4 thousand dirhams per square feet, at slightly less in Design Quarter. The most comparable ready unit community would be Meraas Creek Harbour. Their prices for a 1-bedroom go for about 2.6 thousand square feet. And on average, within Business Bay, you get 2.4. To sum it up, obviously, if it starts at 2.4, the average will be higher, but you're paying roughly the same as you would in Meraas Creek Harbour, and slightly more than in Business Bay. What you're getting in Dubai Design District is you're getting a very unique value proposition, something that hasn't been done in Dubai. And on top of that, a very centrally located, I think better located than Creek Harbour. And you're getting a master community which is built with walkability in mind, and with food and beverage, events, and possibly going to be a new tourist hotspot with all the planned government strategies there. The project is by no means cheap, but it's far from expensive, given that it's Meraas and the location on top of the unique value proposition. So should you invest? There are risks given the long handover period, meaning that you'll be more exposed to corrections in Dubai's general real estate markets, as well as the increased supply from neighboring Meydan and Creek Harbour. That said, given the central location, the strong developer records, the premium community brand, as well as an attractive price point, I do think that Dubai Design District is worth the risk. Right now, you have the advantage of being early, an existing proof of concept with already established community, as well as filling a unique artistic niche that Dubai's population craves. This is not a short-term investment. If you are planning on buying, be prepared to hold for at least 3 to 4 years, if not longer, till 2033. The price and the value of the district will grow as people start to see its unique niche and as the community builds. So, Dubai Design District. Will I be investing? Yes, the numbers add up and the vibe check is there.